Well, we arrived in Colorado, up here in the National Forest, got our tent set up. The sun is going down, so we're going to get the rest of our camp set up and then get our packs ready to go to head up the mountain in the morning. And pretty excited. Second rifle season, Colorado elk. Okay, come on, let's go in.
Yay.
Come on, boys.
Listen, where are we at? Reeds.
Getting set up for some boots to go out west, getting the Sitka system for Minnesota deer hunting, as well as taking it out west after some elk.
Where you're going, I'd rather not twist an ankle. I'd rather have more support, more stability. So if you take this boot and try and flex it, you're going to find that your stability of your platform is going to be what you're looking for when you go out to Colorado.
Not near as much play as that one.
Correct.
But different purposes.
Two different purpose boots. So Celsius is going to be, obviously we're going core, then we're going Celsius, and then we're going Stratus. So we've got warmth, adding extra warmth, and then the wind stop.
We're spending some money. We got the Sitka gear, got some new Danner pronghorn boots.
Yep.
I do need some socks.
Okay, so obviously Wigwam is another huge company. Feel the cushion on the bottom of that sock. Again, here's another fiber that where these fibers are unfinished like that. What that's designed to do is that can't hold sweat then. What it's going to do is every time you put pressure on it, it's going to roll the sweat. So if you look at how thin the top of that sock is, you can actually see right through it.
Oh, okay.
So when you stand on the bottom of this sock, it rotates the sweat, gets it through these untapered fibers, gets it to the top of the sock. The top of the sock and the top of the boot have air. Bottom of the sock, bottom of the boot have zero. So again, the whole thing with this sock is trying to rotate moisture from where you're putting pressure on the sock and getting it away from it. Yeah, I sat through an hour seminar for that. But I learned something.
Yes,
you know?
I'm learning a lot about socks. Getting my gun scope combo ready to go out to Colorado. I'm shooting the Federal Premium Barnes TSX 180 grain in 300 WSM. I have an XPR rifle with a Vortex Viper 2.5 by 10 by 44. I'm going to take it out to 300 yards, see if my ballistics calculator on my phone matches what I see on paper. So they're both at the same height. I was holding right up here on the Birchwood Casey. 10, 11. I'm going to say 11 inches at 300 yards is the drop. So the ballistics calculator says 8.6 MOA, 45 inches of drop. So I was here, I was holding 7.5 MOA. So what's that, 37.5? So 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 and a half, 44. Okay, I think I know exactly what I need to hold so I can get my dope card made up. All right, time to go to Colorado. Let me show you into the tent that we got set up here. Got a couple cots here, got a little fire stove, some wood cut under the tent to keep it dry. This is my bunk. Brought the MyPillow from home. Probably one of the more unique things that we have in camp, besides the obvious Vortex binoculars, guns, ammo, food, is this little guy right here. Lock in, just relax. That feels fantastic on the low back, let me tell you. So there's the traction table. Obviously have to get the backpack ready to go, load it up, keep it as light as possible, right Kevin?
That's right.
So we'll, it's almost dark. Get some shut-eye and see what the morning brings. And it's good to be out in the mountains, hiking around a little bit. We're kind of coming up to the base of the mountain that you can kind of see in the background, or at least not the base of the mountain, but where it starts to really get steep and into that rocky terrain. So we've gained about 1,000 feet, 1,200 feet of elevation from where we parked the truck this morning. And we're gonna keep to the high country along the base of this real steep stuff. Hopefully run into some elk. I don't know how many of you have been out west hunting, especially if you're a flatlander like me from Minnesota and eastern half of the US, but I knew I was not in the greatest shape. In fact, the last couple of years I wouldn't even have been physically able to do it because of a knee injury that I had in 2017. But I was like, I'm going elk hunting. I've waited too many years, I'm going elk hunting. So I'm out here. Right now I got kind of a bum foot from side hilling all day and my legs feel like jello, but we're still having fun. Right, Kevin?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good bad time.
It's a good bad time.
underneath that burly exterior, Aaron's a pretty tender guy. He needs his naps, or he gets a little fussy.
Well, here we are, day 2 of Colorado elk. Yesterday we did not see an elk, either in the binos or on foot. And so we moved to a new area this morning. A little bit higher this morning. Yesterday I don't think we got really above, right around 9,000. This morning we're already at 10 and looking like we'll top out just shy of 11 if we get all the way up there.
We will.
So we will. Hopefully we get into some elk.
More than one would be way cool.
Yes. Herds of them.
Well, more than 0 would be way cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Another thing I've been trying to do on this trip is to keep Aaron well fed and hydrated. What's the best way to do that, Aaron?
Eat whenever you got a chance. Drink whenever you got a chance. I'm just glad we got up on top of this mountain. Kevin let me sit down for a minute. Time for a little energy bar and a little Ignite in here. Keeps me going all afternoon.
What Aaron doesn't know is that it's still morning.
I would not want to come out here without OnX. It took years for me to finally jump on the OnX bandwagon and get it, and now I'm finding all kinds of uses for it. So got it right up on my phone offline, because we took an offline map of the area that we're in, and it updates the location that we're in, tells us our elevation, has topo maps right at your fingertips, and you can use it even without cell service. So that's awesome.
Even if you got an old iPhone SE like myself.
Well, we're gonna call it day 2. We've lost the mountain in the distance, got a snowstorm coming in and winds anywhere between 20 and 40 miles an hour. So only a couple more hours of light left. We're gonna hunt our way down back to the truck. If we're lucky, we'll see something. If not, we'll get to supper that much quicker. Here we are on day 3. We got a little snow yesterday and throughout the night, so that made camping a little bit interesting, wouldn't you say?
It was way cool.
Yesterday morning we started low and worked our way high, and this morning we got dropped off high and are working our way low, putting on a few more miles. I'm not sure if that was a great idea with the way my legs feel on day 3 here. Out hunting so far, we have not seen a thing. This morning we thought we were going to come across some tracks.
Yep.
I think we're about 2.5 miles. Nothing but deer tracks and coyotes. We got a lot of hiking left to go and a lot of daylight, so keep pushing. Hopefully we'll find them, right, Kevin?
That's right.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That buck came right up here within about 15 yards of us, maybe even closer, working right up the mountain.
But it's pretty sweet to get that close.
It's fun to get close to some wildlife finally. We've looked at a lot of bare woods so far.
Yeah. That's the truth. We'll keep on.
Well, here we are. It's day 5. Day 4, we kind of took it easy. We came up this box canyon that we're sitting in right now, and we did see some fresh elk sign, including what we think are some bull tracks from the night prior. So we thought we'd come back in here since there's been elk in this canyon, and we saw tracks in our boot tracks from last night. We climbed up an oak ridge here, and we're just going to camp out for the day. So we know there's elk using this area. No one else is up here. Hopefully one of these elk show up. So being out in this wild land, you really have an appreciation for what the native peoples as well as the first settlers that came through this land must have went through, and what life must have been, because a lot of the trappers and stuff that came out here, they were just in animal skins and leathers and flannel and probably a lot of wool as well, but there's no roads. There's no come and get me with the helicopter if I break an ankle or a leg on the mountainside. But as a whole, we're pretty soft society now. Well, here we are. It's day 6 of the hunt. So far, no elk.
No, lots of tracks.
So Kevin got some relatives of his to be gracious enough to take us up to some high country without walking, which has been fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're taking a horse ride, and the trail has been an adventure all on its own. And the horse has been great. The ride has been spectacular. We just have to put that one little puzzle piece together and find some elk.
Yep, we'll connect that. Yeah. Oh man.
Look at that. Wow. This is my first elk, and oh man, worked so hard this week. You know, walking as many miles as at least my legs would let me, and to finally on day 6 be able to lay my hands on my first elk. And what is he? 5,
Got 6 over here.
6. So he was a 6x6. Obviously he's got a tine broken off right here. I am thrilled to put my tag on this elk right here and be eating some elk steak. Won't be coming home empty-handed today. Wow, this is really cool. This is such beautiful country, and we got into a whole herd. I was behind the gun. I don't know what Kevin was able to capture with the camera, but I mean, there was cows, there was bulls, they were bugling and cow calling and calf calling, and it was an amazing experience. We saw a cow get up out of her bed, and of course I jumped off the horse. I got in a position where we could watch them going down the mountain, and I mean, I don't know how many elk there were in that herd, a lot, and they just kept funneling down. A couple bulls that were bugling, and you know, we were almost ready to go back to the horses, reposition, as most of them were down and out of sight, but a few cows were lingering, and this guy came over the ridge, offered me a shot, and the Federal Premium did its job, put it down. I'm pumped. I see you even have elk on your welcome sign.
I do, yeah.
Well, I got the elk back from the taxidermist, so I wanted to stop by and show you it before I took it home.
Excited to see this thing. You got it back pretty quick too.
Oh yeah, my brother-in-law Brandon cleaned it up right away.
Man, this guy. Yeah, that's sweet. Cleaned up real good. Man, it's got some mass to it, huh? Got a sweet little buggered up spot back here, and even some like moss growing in that thing. Yeah, stuff I didn't remember the first time around.
So super pumped to get this back, get it hung up on the wall. Kevin, I can't thank you enough for coming along with me and showing me the ropes out there in Colorado, and everything that your family did while we were out there, gave us a place to stay, and so it was an experience that was awesome.
Yeah, every part of it. We had the cold weather, we had the gnarly stuff, we had the long drawn out hunt at times.
That's right.
A little disappointment along the way, and then they showed up, so that was awesome.
They showed up, and even if we wouldn't have got something, it still would have been a great experience, but we came home with a freezer full of meat.
Yeah, and something for the wall.
That's right. A little decoration for the wall as well. Remember, it's impossible to hit the shots you never take, so pull that trigger and shoot for your dreams. God bless.